Okay, this is the Best of JSCAI session. It's my pleasure to be moderating this session. I've got a wonderful panel here with Suzanne Barron, Cindy Grimes, Dave Rizek, Dean Kariakis. Many great speakers are going to be joining along the way. And we're going to be sharing some of the great content that we have published in the journal. So this is a fun session. So before we do that, you're going to have to bear with me, and I'm going to give you sort of the JSCAI year in review and tell you how fabulously, I don't like to take credit for any of this. It's everybody else does the work, the readers, the submitters, the reviewers, all the associate and deputy editors. So let me go straight into this. We continue to exceed publication goals. So when SCAI decided to move forward with this journal, they set some goals. And since we started, this was in 2022, we're 4 years in. So this is truly a brand new journal. We have exceeded the number of submissions and continue to exceed the number of publications. And 2025, even though we're 4 months into this, is no exception. So we're very happy about that. So a journal is really not particularly helpful unless we serve our readership, right? And if the readership is interested in your content, then you know you're doing something right. So this is looking at article requests, and I think this is the one slide that we should all be most proud of. 2022 was our first year, 23, 24, it's almost an exponential increase in the number of articles that are requested. And last year, we surpassed 1 million requests. So that is pretty cool. And again, I think most of you have been a part of this in one way or the other. Taking a look at this year, 2025 year to date, we're already 44% higher than we were this time last year. So again, I anticipate we're going to see this trajectory to keep on going. I'm really, really happy about that. One of the things I'm particularly interested in is making this not a US-based journal. SCAI is not a US-based society. It's truly an international society. So very happy to see that 40% of the traffic actually comes from outside of the US, and a quarter of our submissions are coming from outside of the US. We get some very interesting papers from Europe and honestly from all over the place. I want to see this grow, and we'll continue to be working on this. This is a little bit of a granular kind of slide, but for those of you who submit to the journal, I think it's very relevant. The average time from your submission of the paper to actually the first decision, on average, is 25 days. So, you know, that's the experience with JSCAI. If you've submitted to other journals, I don't know, Circulation, JAC, others, European Heart Journal, just count that clock. This is amazing, and this is a testament to our editorial board and all our reviewers, all of those who participate in that. For the expedited reviews, it's 7 days, so we kind of huddle and we kind of pressure our friends and colleagues to do these reviews, and they all come back with very extensive reviews, and they're really pretty amazing. And then our publication timelines, it takes about 6 weeks. Once the paper is approved to get it posted, it takes about 2 weeks for the simultaneous publications. By the way, there are 13 simultaneous publications here at SCAI Sessions, and again, that's a heck of a lot of work. Conversations. The conversations in interventional cardiology. This has been a way, in my mind, prior to having an impact factor, to attract interest in our journal. So what we do is we asked our first author, typically a junior member, to present in 2 or 3 minutes the content of the paper, and then we get sort of the preeminent experts in that area to discuss the content and put it in perspective. And that has been extremely helpful. From an educational standpoint. We've done about 30 conversations per year, 2022 to 24. We have a doubling here. Take a look at the views. So close to 7,000, now we're at 12,000. So, there's such an interest in this that we have decided to really amplify this. And year to date, we have 31 conversations that we're working on. 9 have been posted, 22 are in the works. So more content there, I think, is really very good. JSCAI Beats. So for all of you in the audience, please go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and type in JSCAI Beats and download the content. I mean, this is kind of fun. You can do it when you're driving. You can do it when you're on your treadmill at home in the morning, in the evening, whenever you do your exercise, whatever. Just listen to this content. We have a lot of content. There's about 100 podcasts up there. And that was the soft launch. We're about to really launch it out to much more content. We've invited our moderators, the JSCAI moderators. You can see all the who's who there, the names. So you're going to be hearing those voices on these podcasts. I want to really welcome our new class of fellows. So these editorial fellows, it's really a misnomer. They are junior faculty. And this is the second class. It's a 2-year program where they team up with all the editors, and they have incredible opportunities. They're really, truly embedded in our editorial calls, in all the decisions, in the review of papers. They will write editorials. They'll really provide content. We had 71 applications, all one better than the other. So this is where the people we invited, again, nobody should be left behind. Anybody interested in reapplying should do so. But again, it's a two-year cycle. What's next? Our impact factor will be next year, 2026. So, I'm always tempering everybody. The first impact that you have may not be off the scales, but there's a chance that we're going to be pretty good. I've talked about the podcasts. Danielle Chamier is going to come up next talking about the Invasive Imaging and Physiology series. Very excited about that. International outreach. Anybody in the audience here who is on the international kind of arena, please reach out if you're interested in joining or participating. We're diversifying our reviewer pool. We've seen a little bit of reviewer fatigue, and we're trying to make it a little bit less burdensome. And of course, we continue to strengthen our collaborations, whether it be with THT this year, CRT, SIF. Thank you, David, for all the opportunities that you give us. But also, we've done simultaneous publications last year at PCR, at ESC, at TCT. I mean, you name it, we have been out there. And whenever you see that JSCAI with the red background, feel good. That's your journal. Okay, what's next for JSCAI? I had to crunch down the font because we have lots of ideas. There's lots of stuff coming. So I've talked about the conversations in the podcast. We have webinars. So Daniel's going to talk about that with the invasive imaging. I cannot wait for the case reports with Dave Rizek and Jim Goldstein. That's going to be a treat. We keep on working on different special issues. The next one coming up is towards comprehensive access in interventional cardiology. We had to rename that one for some obvious reasons. Great guest editors, and then the one following that is going to be pathways of care in cardiogenic shock. Really relevant, and certainly very relevant with Hari Naidu as our president. We're going to be working on themed collections. So if you have a meeting that you lead and you would like a collection, please contact me. We would be more than happy. PE, we have lots of publications, shock, etc. And then last but not least, we're going to be working on some CME supplements. So the content so far has been very focused on interventional cardiology, very hardcore interventional cardiology. We really haven't gone to adjunctive therapies, and this is where we want to expand the content as it relates to the interventional patient and the interventional practice. So preventive pharmacology, anticoagulation, you name it, we're going to be working on that. So a lot of work ahead, a lot of new content, new stuff. And last but not least, none of this can happen without the incredible work of the editorial board. We have many of them here on the panel, our guest editors, section editors, our statistical editor, who is not here, Helen Parisi, and I really want to call out Dominic. Dominic, can you stand up, please? Dominic Francesi.